As the official healthcare provider of Minnesota United, Allina Health is dedicated to delivering pro-level care for our Loons. But the partnership goes much deeper than what happens on the field. From our shared support of youth-focused nonprofits like Roots for the Home Team, to championing programs for adaptive athletes with the MNUFC Power Soccer Team, Allina Health and Minnesota United are committed to providing an altogether better experience for Loons fans. Learn more at allinahealth.org/loons. Welcome back to another great episode of Sound of the Loons, brought to you by Allina Health. I am here with your very favorite Italian, Mr. Kelvin Yeboah. Before we start, I have an espresso here, so I wanted to say cheers to you.
Cheers.
So good. How have you been, bud?
All good. All good. Just finished training.
Enjoying California?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Today is good weather here, so.
I feel like you've been... we're going to take it back to the start of preseason. At this point, we're almost living in California. We've been there now. This is our third time in pretty much all of preseason.
Yeah, for real. I was making a joke with the physio stuff that we're actually going back home.
Yeah, literally, right?
Yeah.
And how have you liked it? Obviously, I don't know if you've been to Santa Barbara before or Palm Springs, but how's your first preseason in Minnesota been?
Amazing. I've never been to none of these places, so it's also a cool experience to have. So I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. Did you enjoy? So let's go back to Santa Barbara. We obviously got boots on the ground. What did it feel like getting back with the group, for the first time, getting to train, getting to kick some people, score some goals? How'd that feel?
It felt amazing. Didn't have so many, didn't have so much break, and to see everybody's back was amazing, and see also new faces was amazing too.
That's great. Did you get to spend a lot of time outside the hotel, or take us in a little bit of the mindset just in preseason? Because obviously you're working hard, you're getting treatment. I think you work on your craft so much, right? You're watching a lot of video, but take the fans a little bit behind the scenes of what they maybe don't see from Kelvin during preseason and just kind of on some of these trips.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, was actually in a long time to have like a preseason like this. Like we actually took time to go somewhere and spend so much time with the team and with my teammates and everybody. So I really enjoyed it. And I was spending a lot of time with let's say the Spanish group. And we start playing FIFA from 6 p.m. till 8 or 9 p.m. And then I had to say to them that I'm done.
That's it?
I have to go to sleep to be energized for the next training. But it was amazing to have all of this kind of stuff. You also create a bond and a relationship, which helps us on the pitch too.
Take us into that. So who are you rooming with, and how did you get roped into this? I walked in once when I saw you guys playing because I could hear you screaming in the hallway. But yeah, who's the best? Who's the worst? Who is your roommate?
No, you have all of different personalities in the team, which is amazing. Also different ethnicities and everything. My roommate in Santa Barbara was Joaquin, and my roommate here is actually Will. So I have been switching up and rotating.
Oh, you're with Will. There you go. That's my roommate. Right? Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy. But yeah, so Joaquin, so is he good at FIFA? Obviously, I think the Minnesota fans enjoy the Joaquin-Kelvin connection.
Yeah, Joaquin is, we say, he's a phantasmon, because he's always saying that he's not good at something, and then he's the best at it. So he was actually one of the best in FIFA. Then we also played like ping pong. He said, I'm not good, and then he smashes me in ping pong. So he's always saying that he's not good, but he's actually good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Who's the worst? If you don't mind me saying, is it Joe? Because I know, or is it Carlos, Jeff?
What?
At FIFA.
Oh. I'm sorry for my boy Jeff, but Jeff was, he's like me. I'm also not the greatest in FIFA because I haven't played for so much time.
Mhm.
And we have one team that we can play with, which is Real Madrid.
Yep. That's
So
it.
me and Jeff, yes, me and Jay were fighting for that. Who's gonna play with Real Madrid, and whoever gets Real Madrid basically wins. So
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Because when I showed up, he was in the bed. It almost seemed as if he had lost so much that he just stopped playing. And then he just kind of was just trying to poke fun at everyone else. But
Okay, kind of.
that's great. So then you guys also played ping pong?
Yeah.
Where was the ping pong table?
No, the ping pong we didn't play in Santa Barbara. We played when we went to Palm Springs.
Oh, okay. So take us to Palm. So were you still with Joaquin in Palm Springs?
Palm Springs is always with Will.
Oh, okay. That's right. So I remember one night I heard again, it's always Carlos screaming, but you guys played ping pong. So then is Joaquin still the best there? Or are you the best? Because they were playing 2v2.
Yeah, in a ping pong we actually have some rotation. DJ was also there, and yeah, it was me, DJ, Joaquin, Joe Rosales, and and Carlos.
That's awesome. So do you think, and you can give your opinion. I always thought those moments in the hotel were really good for the team, right? Because I think you develop a good bond, and I think that you can now have honest and passionate conversations and it doesn't get personal, right? I think when you don't know somebody, you might take their passion for, getting yelled at or whatever, but I think when you get to know your teammates and meet your teammates eventually now on the pitch, you can have good conversation and know that, we love each other, but we're just trying to win and we want to see eye to eye.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Especially for me, where I almost say always also to everybody, like nothing is personal, it's just like in the heat in the moment. You have to have as a football player, I feel like you have to have like sort of like two different personalities. One is
Mhm.
the one that goes on the pitch, and the outside is, let's say, your friend, your teammate, and the one you can joke around with. So whenever and you know how I get when I'm trying to win a game. So
Of course. Now that I'm refereeing the games, I have to make sure that you get all the calls. If they did a little foul, make sure you get the
yeah,
call.
I'll take your counter to that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So where does that come from? Where does your competitive side come from? Is it your parents? Was it the way you're raised? Where does that come from?
I mean, that's a good question. Where does
Yeah,
it,
it's a great question.
that's a great question. Where does it come from? I don't know. In my family, we always have been, I'll, like, I have like three brothers.
Hmm.
So there is always that element of playing football and competing with each other, but
Yeah,
in a funny way.
of
So
course.
I also had my cousin, which is same age as me, and my other cousin. So we all played football. So we all developed the fact that we want to win. So it's something that I think was naturally installed in me just to want to win a game. And you don't want to not win. The losing team get picked on, get joked on. So nobody wants to lose a game. And you're playing for passion. Is more about passion than anything else.
Of course. But I think one thing I've spoken about was when you came, immediately the level in training was high and it got better. And you're one of these guys that raises a level and you raise it of your teammates and either they can do it themselves or you pull them along. And I think that for the club when you stepped in, obviously the goals on the field speak for themselves, but I was always loving the training because the small sided, the possession, even those small passing drills, those small details really, I think, make a difference. And that's something that you've brought. And have you always been like that? Or is again, once you got to the pro levels, maybe you had some players you looked up to that even instilled that even more?
Yeah, yeah. The thing about the passing drill is like for me, it was something that, as you said, during my career, something that I developed because I
Mhm.
used to be a player that sometimes you get in the first 5, 10 minutes, you're not really there with your head. But there was this coach when I was in Genova that, you know, he told me, hey, Kelvin, you're doing everything great, but you're not playing because of the X, Y, and Z. So
Mhm.
I developed that mentality of not giving an excuse for anything. So for me, it's like since I get into the pitch and warm it up, if I'm warm up, I warm up 100%. If
Mhm.
I'm in a passing drill, doing it 100%. So it's something that I think during your career is something that you develop also because I was listening to a podcast of Thierry Henry and talking about Bergkamp and
Mhm.
how even the little things he tried to do in the best way, and you develop a habit. And I think it's the most important thing.
That's really good insight, because I remember my rookie year, I was not good at that. And then my second season, somebody pulled me aside and basically told me how our coach was very serious. It's Jesse Marsh, so the coach for Canada. And he goes, the coach sees you laughing and having fun, which is great. And we love your personality. But the coach and others might take your laughing for not caring. And they might view it in that perspective. So he goes, man, once you start warm-ups, just turn it on, and then you go through training, and then you can go be yourself. So for me, that was something that I learned on at an early age. And again, for a passing drill, for example, for yourself, it might seem very simple, but the ball being put here as opposed to being put there is the difference between you scoring a goal and the defender making a play. So that's something I try to teach some of the younger players is, although we might be warming up, these moments are the difference between, again, you getting the ball, half a meter from somebody and scoring a goal as opposed to not. And that's how someone gets contracts. That's how you get money. That's how you take care of your family. So these small details are important. And I think you've been really good about that since coming in.
Yeah. As you said, is the attention of details, right? Because as you said, if you pass the ball to the right foot of your teammate, you also allow him to have a better touch and a better finish or a better setup for anything. So it's so important and so great when you can actually pay attention to this stuff and develop that habit of doing it.
Definitely. And part of your habits is, I would say you are, if not one of the best students of the game that I've been around. Just, you're a junkie. You're a football junkie. Even when you were trying to show me clips or something, a finish, I was actually working on a finishing drill today. I was just typing it out on my computer so that I can show you, but you're a football junkie. Where does that come from? Where does, you pulled up your phone to show me a video. You had to scroll through clips of podcasts and still frames. Where does that come from? And what do you watch? And you have this desire to learn. Where's that come from?
I always had the desire to learn, and that's why I say it's never personal. I think since I was a kid, my dad always wanted to teach me, and he loved the fact that I will not take it personal, but I'll work on it. And I think it's something that also through my career, he have helped me a lot. I mean, to be honest, I don't think there is nobody that comes in the game and knows everything, but I feel like there is two things that happen, as you said, once you become a professional player, which is either you become 1% better each year or each month, or you're getting 1% less each month. So it's something that I always wanted to get better because I have like this personal growth mindset. I don't know, however you want to call it as, but it's something that I don't want to have any regrets when I stop playing football and be like, oh, I could have done this more, I could have done this more. So my desire is just to play the game at the best and then leave the rest to God. And hopefully I would have done my max and achieve what I want to achieve.
Are you ready to take your Loons fandom to the next level? Join Minnesota United's official season ticket waitlist, The Preserve, for just $25 to get early access to tickets and first shot at securing available season tickets in 2026. Visit MNUFC.com/ticket/preserve to become a member today. That's a really good mindset. I hope we clip that and that's on social media, because I think the kids can learn so much from that. Again, we as a coach now, we almost have to tell you to get off the field because you want to keep getting better and you want to keep pushing yourself. When that's a great mindset. 1%, I think 1% better each day if you can is amazing, or each month. So if you can, we've been through preseason now, and you work on every facet of your game, but what are you currently working on? Or, you try to do your best in every way, right? You want to cross the ball, pass the ball, score it, do whatever. So this preseason, have you been trying to do something a little bit different, or, how's that been looking? So from Santa Barbara to Palm Springs, and now Palm Springs going to the first game, has there been something you've been looking to get better at, or just in general, just trying to continue to do everything?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, yeah, continue to do everything, and especially now that we are playing with two strikers, it's something that I want be, I want to make the other person also feel comfortable. So to be able to make the team work, I think it's something that I'm paying more attention to detail this year than I did last year. Last year I was more focused on having an impact and influencing the game in my way. This year I'm also focused on how can I help my teammates to be able to perform at their best, you know. So it's something that is a bit different, but the most important thing for me is to win games.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know, I think the whole team, the whole fans, everybody want to see us win. So if I can influence my teammates or help somebody to perform at their best, I think the group cohesion is the most important thing, and that will allow us to win anything.
That's great. And listen, if every player has that mindset, I think we're going to be in a good place because we have the talent. It's just about, getting it right up here day in and day out. And I think we can put ourselves, with yourself and some of the talent we have in a really good position to have some good results. And in
Okay.
saying so, we have a tough game against LAFC to start off. Did you play in LA last year or no? Were you not here?
No, I didn't play against them yet. I just had LA Galaxy.
It'll be a fun game, but what are your thoughts going into the first game? Obviously, I'm sure you're excited. Hopefully, get on the score sheet. But take us into your thoughts going into the first match.
Oh, the first match, I mean, it will be also an assessment of the work that we have been doing in Santa Barbara and in Palm Springs. So we will know where it's important, but it's also not as important because it's the first games. But you, every game is important. So you want to go there and do your best and see if the things that we have been working on, they're actually working.
Mhm.
So I think the thoughts of everybody will be to go there and, as a group, perform at the best.
Of course. So is it even sweeter if you score against Lloris, or is it just every goalie's the same? I want to score against every goalie in the world.
Uh, Mentally, I think for me, it's actually the same. Is Lloris is for sure a big name or anything, but mentally, the way I approach it, as I was joking with the guys, like we were talking about maybe play when you play in a small tournament or whatsoever, and you have even like amateur playing.
Yeah.
I want to score as many goals I can. So for me, even if you're playing against a
A World
big,
Cup winner.
you wanna do your best. For sure, you know that this is Lloris, so you will take a lot more maybe to get that goal, and you have a full respect, as you say, World Cup winner and all this kind of stuff. But each goal matters, and for sure, this also is you can see as a player, okay, against this type of player, you are able to score or you are able to perform. That's the most important thing to have an access.
That's awesome. Man, I think if anyone can score, I think you can do it pretty well. I think you showed us that last year, right foot, left foot, a little bit of everything. But obviously that's the first game and we're excited about that. Hopefully we can get a good result, get some 3 points and bring them home. But, as a season as a whole, do you set goals for yourself or is it more, game by game or how are you looking at this season? Because again, you came in hot last season and obviously everyone's going to be looking out, but are there any goals that you've set for yourself this season?
This season, I think even more than last season, as you said, I want to pay attention to the details, and I want to get lost when I play in the game, get lost in the game and enjoy it as much as possible. That's, I think, the biggest challenge when you're doing this professionally. Most of the times you get caught up in saying, I want to score this, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, and then when you're on the pitch, you're not actually enjoying what you're doing, but you're just trying to, let's say, get that goals that you set and get it ticked off. And I don't think that's the way I want to approach the game. I want to still be able to enjoy it as a kid. And, you see me having fun, fighting, laughing, crying, all whatsoever emotions that come with, but still be balanced and still be professional in the thing. So I think that's the difficult and the most challenging thing to do. So to enjoy the game at the same time, be in those boundaries that you have in the game.
That's a good answer. I think that's a good mindset to have because as players we get so caught up in hitting marks and bonuses and stuff, and at times you almost play to those, right?
Yeah.
You play to hit your bonuses. Oh, I got 10 goals, I did my job. So I think that's a good mindset to kind of take it game by game and contribute and help the team win. And That's a really good mindset to have it. And we're finishing up here, but take us into the mindset real quick. Take the fans into a game day for Kelvin Yeboah. Do you miss having food at home? I was in Italy 2 off seasons ago, and the food is very heavy. So what's your pregame match meal? What do you take a nap? How do you handle the game day?
Ooh, you sure we have time for all of it?
Just a little bit, just a little bit. We got time for you. Anything.
No, I mean, normally in the morning, I have a let's say, quite rigid thing that I do just to tell my mind that we are in the game day. So I will have oats with blueberries, and then then I go through my stretches, my eye coordination, and all this kind of sort of stuff. And then through it, yes, I'll go and take a nap, have lunch, and then meditate a bit, start visualizing the game, start visualizing what's gonna happen in the game. If I'm gonna take so many times it happened, like I visualized I'm gonna have a penalty or whatsoever, and then it actually happens in the game. So it's good to do that prior to the game so that you are prepared for the moment. And then, some breathing, because it calms you down, especially when you have our fans that they hype you up so much, but you have to be cool and present in that moment. So I do a lot of box breathing or, ice breathing, all this kind of stuff that can help to calm the nerves and to be present. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
That's really cool. Yeah. I've tried the box breathing. It's not as easy as you think, but I think there's a lot of good science and energy, and you can kind of lower your heart rate and get one with, for you, scoring goals. For me, it was, I don't know, kicking people, getting I'm not really sure.
Protecting the goal.
Exactly. But that's so then my final question is this. So I played with Alessandro Nesta and Marco Di Vaio and a few Italian players when I was in Montreal. And they couldn't eat the pasta at pregame meals and in the hotels. They refused. So they made the club get rice because they didn't even want to have the pasta. Is it that bad in the hotels? Is it? You can say yes because it's not great.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's definitely not the same.
No.
I understand why they did that, but yeah, it's not the same.
Is it because it's overcooked, right? It's not al dente.
Yeah, I tried even to have pasta by myself here, and it's just, I think it's not even the way it's cooked. It's just the material, like the food itself is not the same. So it gets overcooked really easily here.
Very easily.
Yeah.
Very easily.
It's gradual, and I don't know, there must be something different with it.
I think the ingredients are better in Italy, and I think the pasta is just different than
less ingredient, let's say.
Whatever rigatoni we have here. It's not very good. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Kelvin, thank you so much for talking on the Sound of the Loons podcast brought to you by Line of Health. I really appreciate it. All the best to you and the guys. Sadly, I can't be there because, I'm on baby watch here. But my final question is, what do you think about my new haircut? I cut the hair. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw you taking off the thing. Hey.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Great. Yeah, it looks really good.
Awesome. All right, well, again, Kelvin, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time to chat with me. All the best to you and the guys. And I'll be following. If not, I'll give you a call before the game.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Have a good one.